Hey everyone, this is part 8 of working with strings. So using the substring method. So talked about strings a little bit. Now we want to consider the case of wanting a small portion of a string. We can do so using the substring method. You might want to check out the substr method. It's similar, but again, we're going to introduce one way to do things, and then later on you can sort of layer in things like additional ways to accomplish it, what we've already learned how to accomplish. So the first one we're going to do is this one. And we'll just have a look at it. My goodness. Oh, yes. So I was not aware of how difficult highlighting these like little code snippets was going to be. So apologies about that. But let's have a look at this. So substring, and let's move this over so we have nice. So substring is equal to javascript.substring 2 to 9. So portion of the string from before index 2 up to but not including index 9. So it starts before this starts before this argument and ends before this argument. So if we think about 0, 1, 2, it should be from here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it should be VAScript with no T on the end. So if we move this back over and hit run, hopefully we'll see VAScript. VAScript, excellent. So that's the way that that works when we supply two arguments to this method. Quick reminder, they're arguments when you're calling the method, they are parameters when you're defining it. So defining a function or a method, they take parameters. When you're actually making a call to the function or a method, we supply arguments. Here's another version, and this one is going to be the case where we only supply one argument. So the substring method actually knows how to handle that. It actually will assume, based on your only having placed one argument there, that it wants you to go from before that argument to the end of the string. So if it starts from before the first the first character in the string, it should say AvaScript, because it'll go from before this index to the end of the string by default because we haven't given a second argument. So let's run this. To the end of the string, AvaScript. Excellent. And this is a way for us to make a copy of a string. It's not really that important to know this, but it's one of those things that just felt appropriate to add to the course as I was writing things. If you call substring without any arguments, it basically just gives you the entire string that you called it on. So there you go. Now, let's talk about some variables. And the reason we show the variables is just to make sure that anybody who is a complete beginner understands that every time we do something like this, we can usually replace almost every element of that with a variable, and then it ends up looking like this. So previously we noted that this is going to, I think it's VAScript with no T at the end. And we can go ahead and adjust things. We could say 1 to 8. We could run that. We could make one of these undefined. If we make one of them undefined, it's going to go from before, let's say, the third index, all the way to the end. And having one undefined is the exact same thing as having nothing there. So you'll notice that if we remove this here, it's the exact same as what we just did. There we go. So let's back up one. And if we undefined both of them, meaning it's the same as passing nothing, we'll recall that it's going to give us the entire string. So with those examples in mind, and being able to go back and reference them, we are going to complete a function that takes in 3 parameters, a string, a start, and an end, where start and end are numerical indexes, and returns a portion of the string from before start up to but not including end. So no trick question here, just basically the exact way that the arguments work in the examples. Your function should create a substring variable and assign it to a call of the substring method on the string, starting from before start up to but not including end, and return the substring variable. Below are examples of the code running. Assuming that you will have completed the described function, apply substring. You, at this point, probably know the drill. We're going to copy our stub, copy our test cases, and again we're copying by using Command-C, and we are switching tabs by hitting Control-Tab. In terms of how to do that in a PC, well, I don't know how to do that in a PC, but you could totally Google it. Okay, create a substring variable, assign it to a portion of the string from before start up to but not including the end. So if we think about that, that's essentially what we did here. So the string dot substring from start to end. So we come back, we'll say variable substring is the variable we want. The string dot substring from start to end. Then we'll return substring. So for Q, we should get UEU, and for stack trace, we should get ACTRAC. So if we run this, we get EUE, and we get ACTRAC. So we're looking good. Let's go ahead and copy this. We'll paste it into the input window, and provided there are no errors, we will then decide what kind of good shape we're in. So with that, we are in favorable outline. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying, and we'll see you in the next one.